Yes, I have another message. This message is in response to those that it's not really their business, but they like to stick their nose and their noses where it don't belong because they know that they don't know what they believe that they know. They just nosy. But for those that want to be like that, you have Martin. You have to tell her the truth. Martin. And Martin has been helping us, Christ love, Yahweh, for years and years and years and years and years to try to help those that don't know me, Christ love, Yahweh, not to be afraid of my angel, Satan. My angel, Satan. Now, they like to refer to me, Christ love, Yahweh, the Son of God, as being my own angel. I guess I could fill that role if something ever came up. I guess I could. I've been known once or twice to successfully have defended myself when those unfortunate situations arose, because I'm trying to practice harmlessness and defenselessness with my sinlessness and my guiltlessness and my blamelessness and my innocence. But sometimes, the ego flares up and it wants to be devil's advocate, and so I had to remain prepared forever as long as I'm on this planet to strike when necessary, and that's all that I've done. But my name's Satan. I had to give a new pronunciation to a new spelling, S-A-Y, S-A-Y-T-A-N-N, tann, because y'all don't know how to say T-A-N properly, tann. Y'all don't know how to say T-A-N properly, it's tann. So I put another N on it, so maybe you guys will be able to understand how to pronounce the word T-A-N when you see that word T-A-N. In English, it's called tann. Now, T-E-N is called tin. Tin, like 8, 9, 10, T-E-N, and then you have a metal, T-I-N, like iron, nickel, and copper, and you have T-I-N, tin. Well, if you write S-A-T-I-N, that still says Satin. And if you say S-A-T, Sat, I-N-N, you can make it 2 words, and it's like having a sit-in, or like demonstrations or protests, peaceful assemblies, and you sat in this restaurant, you sat in that restaurant, or you had satin sheets or something like that, or satin pillowcases. It doesn't matter how you say it. That's not my name. And then you said Satan. That's not my name either. Now, you had named an angel. You had named 2 angels that I'm aware of with that name, Satan. Let's clarify why you did that. The original name is Shaitan, Yahweh, Shaitan, Yahweh. Now, it didn't really have a spelling, but if you spelt it, it would be S-H-A-Y-T-N, because you don't use the circle, because that circle belongs to the Creator, nor do you use a U, because that's not what you're saying. But you all know how to spell like a ton of bricks. How do you spell ton? A ton of bricks. Now put an SH on it, Shaitan, Yahweh. Spell a ton of bricks, a ton. All right. Now put an SH on the front of that, Shaitan. That's all it is. But you don't write the circle in honor of the Creator. It belongs to Him. It belongs to Him. And when you have a S-H-A-Y, you're reminding yourself that an upside down H is a Y. If you turn it upside down, you could just try to change how it looks, but it's basically the same character. If a child writes an H upside down, it looks like a Y. And that H also belongs to the Creator. So you put a Y right between the A and the H, as Shaitan, Yahweh, belongs to the Lord. It's an angel, Shaitan. Now, in the Hebrew scriptures, they were afraid over time to write down the name of Shaitan in Hebrew scriptures and Hebrew writings, because if you call upon our angel Shaitan, you must call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh. You must. because the angel was created by God, Yahweh. Some people like to say it's created by the Lord. All right, but at the time the Lord was telling everyone, I am the God of the ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh. So it was created by God at the time, Shaitan. Now, after you guys were afraid to write down the name Shaitan in the Bible, because every time you wrote it down, if you call on the name Shaitan, you must call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh. And y'all didn't want to understand that, because the angel would appear upon you and ask you, why did you call on him? And then you say you didn't call on him and you knew you called on him. And long story short, y'all began to write down the name differently. Y'all made the H silent. Like in the name of the Lord, you say one of the H's is silent when you write. When you write capital YHWH and you say Yahweh, Yahweh, you say one of the H's is silent. It's not silent to me. But so y'all took the H out and made it two A's, because it's not two A's in the name of Shaitan. It's two A's in the name of the Lord. If you want to say Yahweh, Yahweh, you can say Y-A-H, and you say, like you say hallelujah. You can say that if you want to, like the Hebrew Israelites like to say, Yahweh. You should call, I like to, my name and my father's name, Yahweh. But we're talking about the angel Satan. Because y'all were afraid in the Hebrew writings to continue keeping the name of Shaitan in the scriptures, because that angel will continue to appear upon you over time, you must call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh. Now, what's wrong with you guys that call on something that God created, but you don't want to call on the one that created the angel in the presence of the angel, which that's all the angel was wanting you to do now, and y'all wouldn't do it. So a lot of people died and got beat up and shit like that. But anyway, we're speaking about the angel Satan. You guys, you black guys, was afraid to keep writing down the name Shaitan, Yahweh, in the scriptures. So they made up a name, S-A-T-A-N, and then they started referring to S-A-T-A-N. It meant it was written for Shaitan, Yahweh. It wasn't written for Satan. Y'all made that up later on in history. It was meant for Shaitan, but they was afraid to write down the name of Shaitan, Yahweh. Now imagine that. In the Hebrew scriptures, you had the name of God, Yahweh, and you named the Creator as the first God in the book of Genesis chapter 1, in the very first verse. You said in the beginning you named the Creator. Now how can you not be afraid to have the Creator's name in the Bible, in your writings, and you're not afraid to have God's name in your Bible, but just an angel you was afraid of? You know, but that's how the black guys was writing scriptures. So they made up a name, S-A-T-A-N. No one was ever originally created in that name. It was just a name of reference, a pictorial word of reference to the angel Shaitan, Yahweh. Later on in history, with Latin comes in, and then Greek and Latin comes in, and obviously now we're in English, you know, the final European language, so-called. You know, you got this name floating around in Christianity now, S-A-T-A-N. And all of a sudden they start making up, well, this must be a different angel. No. So y'all start calling Shaitan the accuser and the adversary. If you tempt him, if you call on the name Shaitan, you tempt him, and you had to call the name of the Lord, Yahweh, or will be your adversary, because we'll accuse you for calling on his name. Only God has the right to call on his name, according to the angel. I should know I have the soul that was given unto me in the name on deuces. So, long story short, this pictorial word, S-A-T-A-N, which was in reference to another angel, a black angel, let's say a Hebrew or Israelite angel, could not possibly have been a Latino person in the Hebrew writings. It could not possibly been a white man, like y'all claim that y'all president. No. That's in the angel that was made up in the name of S-A-T-A-N afterwards. In another century, even you can even call it another millennium. It was made up. Because if you're talking about the BC, and now you're talking about it's AD, but you're talking about another century and another millennium it was made up in. Because this is 2 millenniums after that time, according to y'all history. So the pictorial word S-A-T-A-N which was in reference to Shaitan, Yahweh. You guys began in Christianity and Catholicism to call it Satan. Satan. Now that's still not how you pronounce the word tann in English. So then you guys retranslated the name in English now. You carried it over from Latin, Greek, Latin, and then from Spanish and Portuguese, and you carried it over into English now. And in English, we have a word T-A-N. It's tan. Black, brown, beige, purple, orange, tan. That's it right there. Now, in 1967, I've told this story before, but I would just reiterate it. There was an angel by the name of Satan. This angel had been created in the name of the Lord, Yahweh, but was serving as an angel with other angels. Long story short, it had a mission to do at a person named Lou house in the Hollywood Hills in 1967, and Lou was being worshipped as Jesus Christ. He was a black man being worshipped as Jesus Christ. So the angel was sent to Lou's home, and it had a mission to accomplish. It did not accomplish the mission itself, but the mission was accomplished. Lou crucified himself, the one that was named Jesus Christ, and that person ended up being called Donald Trump. That's a black man named Donald Trump that used to be called Lou for Lucifer, that was being worshipped as Jesus Christ up until 1967, lived on the Hollywood Hills. That person became Donald Trump, a black man, or you might call him Donald J. Trump, but he had the name Donald Trump. He's the person that sent Donald Trump as the acting vice president to pick me up as Christ, all the way 2,000 miles away where I was born in Bethlehem still, but I was in Birmingham, Alabama, the part of Bethlehem still that I was born in, and brought me to California in the 1970s because he had raised up as another angel or some sort or something. He wanted to know that Christ really exists. So he sent a white man named Donald Trump to get me, the acting vice president of Bethlehem Steel, to bring me Christ all the way to Los Angeles, just so he can know that there is Christ. Christ does exist. All right, and that's how I got to Los Angeles. It was a black man, and it still is a black man named Donald Trump. I seen him on the bus. They had us on the bus in 2017 together on Pico and Sepulveda. We both got off off the Culver City bus at the same time. I know exactly who I'm speaking about. You guys sometimes call him McCoy Tyner in Culver City, or the real McCoy. All right, I know exactly who I'm speaking about. All right, and Donald Trump was not his real name either. It's just used that name. And so the white man that y'all calling Donald Trump, I know you guys lying about that. You know what I'm saying? Because me and the black guy called Donald Trump, we've had many conversations in the past. You know, yeah. That's the one that was on the television in Los Angeles around 1990. He kept telling the people his son is Isaac Corey Smith. And unless Isaac Corey Smith calls on the name of the Lord Yahweh, them people go keep dying, keep messing with him. That's a black man named Donald Trump. Yeah, and y'all stole the business from him. Y'all DJs stole the business from him because y'all was worshiping Satan. That y'all made a white man look like the angel that died at Lou's house. So y'all was making up this war like it's a war between Satan and Lucifer. Well, Satan was just an angel that was created for a period of time. It's not the original angel, Shaitan, Yahweh. So, long story short, when that angel, Satan, which it was created in the name of the Lord, but it did something very interesting. It during one of its missions, I would say, it received a soul. This angel, the white angel named Satan that died at Lou's house in 1967. In one of its missions, it did something and it received a soul. It was able to retain a soul. Now that's very untypical for an angel to do, you know, to just keep a soul like that. The soul belongs to God, but you know, we could do that. It can be done, but it's not normal. It's out of the norm. So this angel was stuck in the dream. It was stuck in the dream. It couldn't. An angel is supposed to appear and then disappear and go back into formlessness until it's called upon to do its duty. It's not just all the time on the earth like that. No, it doesn't even have time like that. It's created, do this, and then going back. Just like y'all drive your car, you take it out of the garage, you drive it to your destination, you put it back in your garage, you close the garage, and you go upstairs inside your house. And that's, an angel is created very similarly for a purpose, and then that's it. So this angel named Satan that you guys made the white Donald John Trump sort of look like it. I was there when the angel died, so I was there as Christ when the angel died. So it sort of look like this person, but it doesn't look exactly. It definitely don't look like exactly like that person now. It's too old. But the angel wanted to get out of the dream with the soul, and it had to die one time. It wanted to get out of the dream. It couldn't fall asleep the same. It wanted to get out of the dream, but it had acquired a soul. It had to give that soul up. The angel Satan that was just created later on in history had to give that soul up. I received that soul. And I also received one from Shaitan also, that y'all was calling Leviathan. On Deuces, I got Shaitan and Satan. I got two. And I got two souls from Lou. That part doesn't really matter. We're speaking about Satan. That's one angel that died. You had another angel now in the 1980s that the Latino people in Los Angeles, California, in the early 1980s, they had an angel in the name of Satan, because in the Spanish Bible, in the Bible in Espanol, it names the angel. So they created one in the name also of Yahweh. The Latino people created one, and it was over there off Hoover Street with me. And one night it prayed to me. I was about 5 or 6 years old, so it must be around 1982, 81, 82, 83, somewhere around there. And it prayed to me in the middle of the night around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It said, "Son of God, it's me, Satan. Do you still love me?" I said, yeah. What's going on? He says, "Well, it's in the situation at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning." I'm about 5 or 6 years old as a child. It says he's surrounded by a bunch of lords and ministers, and they're trying to kill him. I said, "They are? Where you at?" He said, "I'm down the street from where you live. I'm at this park. You know where the park is?" "Ah, yes, I kind of know where the park is." Now, the park is on 89th Street, and I lived on 85th Street in Hoover, and the park was on 89th Street in Hoover, so I had to walk at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning as a 5-year-old child in the middle of the night to go save the angel Satan from whatever was going on. Long story short, that angel had been created by the Latino people, and it had these wings on it. And I told the Lords that the angel could stay, but the wings, it can't blend in with people with those wings. So they told them they could get rid of the wings, but the angel can stay. And the angel's still here with me. I believe it's still here with me. Showed everybody on YouTube it's called Facebook, that we're still here together. We're sharing a page on Facebook in one of my other names, Isaac Corey Smith, or maybe it's Corey Smith. I don't know which one of the pages. It's all linked up. But anyhow, that's two angels in the name of Satan that was created that misfortune happened to, because they're not the original angel, Satan, Yahweh. Now, you guys made up satanic codes in my name, Satan. And then you put an IC on it. And I had the name Isaac, and you spelled the name Isaac backwards with this word you call satanic, Satanic. Well, you took the name Isaac, and you took the name Satan, and you made up a word called satanic. I don't really like y'all for that reason, fucking with my names. Alright? And then y'all said y'all was doing it for the angel Satan. Now, which one was y'all talking about? Then y'all made up a third one in the 1990s or some shit like that. A third one that ain't got shit to do with this. Y'all made this shit up. You know what? In the name of the Creator, I know that some of you guys belong to the Creator, or you runaways, or AWOL, angels. You know, that's why you guys are not completely successful. Because y'all lying in my name, Christ love, Yahweh. And y'all keep forgetting, as a son of God, I am the universe, love.